Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for Devotionables. These are brief devotions for busy people. My name is Gabriel. I'm so glad to be with you. Today we are going to Psalm chapter 30 and verse 10. Before we get there though, I want you to think about a time that you need somebody to help you. Who is on your emergency call list? The person, like when things just go as bad as they possibly could go, who are you crying out to for help? If you're like me, immediately a few people come to mind, and really it may depend on what the situation is. One of the people I think about is my grandfather Dave, who I feel like I could always just call Dave if I needed something with my car. If my car broke down somewhere, call Dave, and Dave would help me out. And for a lot of us, it's probably your mom or your dad, maybe some good friends, a roommate or something. Who do you call when you need help? You know, Jesus told us in John that we would always have tribulation, but be of good cheer, for he has overcome the world. I've just been thinking about this past week or so, how we need help. We so desperately need help. We cannot do life by ourselves, and we're so tempted to do it, but we need to look to the Lord. The Lord is our helper, and I want to encourage you today to call to the Lord for help. As the Psalms begin, we see that David has really been in a hard way, and you were reminded of all the enemies that he had pursuing him, from Saul even to his very own son. We saw that he probably was sleeping outside. He's been tired, hungry, the weather, animals, and just enemies coming after him. Even his own sin, his own folly, he says later in Psalm 38, has brought him attack on him, right? We can always go to the Lord for help. And so I just want to remind me today, that no matter what comes at us living in this fallen, broken world, that we can always go to the Lord for help. In Psalm chapter 20, David says, "Some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God." And it's tempting for a lot of us to, okay, I have X amount of dollars saved up, I have a new car, I've got people that I can count on, and we can begin to trust in these things rather than trust in the Lord. And by God's grace, He's given you some of these things. Praise the Lord. But I want to encourage you to go to the Lord first for help. So let's read together Psalm chapter 30, verse 10. "Hear, O Lord, and be merciful to me. O Lord, be my helper." Two things. One, the Lord is eager to help. There's a story in C.S. Lewis's book, The Chronicles of Narnia, where Aslan is there and the boy says, "Who are you?" "Well, I've been waiting for you to speak." Right? The Lord is eagerly awaiting to hear from you. Call out to Him for help. At our church here at 9th and O, we've been doing the book Side by Side. It's a book written by Ed Welch. It's been a wonderful study for us. And that story, that he's the one that mentions that there from C.S. Lewis. And it's just like, we need help. We need to look for the Lord for help. And I want to encourage you today that the Lord longs to hear from you. He's eager to help you. You don't have to kind of shuffle your feet toward Him with your head down, but you can confidently, joyfully say, "Lord, help." And that's number one. Number two, so He's eager, but number two, He is able. The Lord is eager to help you, and He is able to help you. He is the God, the living God, who sits on heaven's throne, ruling and reigning over all things. And He wants to do for you what you cannot do for yourself. He wants to work in your life for your good in His glory. And so you can confidently call out today, "O Lord, be my helper." And so I pray you'll do that, and that He will be found faithful as He always is.